Hey there guys, welcome back to Let's Play Doki Doki Literature Club. Last time we found out about the school festival, we eventually convinced ourselves to go ahead and present at it. Annoyingly, we did have to present our own poem, but that wasn't mentioned until after we'd already agreed, and that was the big hurdle trying to get Yuri over. But we did get over it. I do feel bad, we kinda broke Sayori. Because she apparently I feel like she actually wanted me to join this club so she could spend more time with me. That way I would fall for her, and then I fell for someone else. Sorry. But now it's a little easier for me to do that. Sit up front of my desk and sit next to her own. Oh, that's what I'm about to read. I didn't mean to bother you or anything. Relax, you didn't even do anything. But I can tell you when I could tell you want to be alone with your thoughts. Oh, right, it's the next day, isn't it? I kind of forgot about that. Whoops. Alone with my thoughts? How were you able to tell I was thinking like something like that? Well, it's something I do a lot. I actually think she's probably right here, although I do have to wonder how often Yuri presumes someone doesn't want to be bothered and so she won't talk to them. Because I bet she refuses to engage with people pretty often over something as silly as that. So, oh, no, very often she wants to be left alone. It was hard for me to spot based on your posture and expression. Not that I was staring or anything. I didn't do anything creepy like... I caught you staring, okay, Yuri? If you're gonna lie, at least lie believably. In any case, I suppose you were right. Sorry if I caused you any concern. Oh, don't apologize. Your troubles are only the concern of those who willingly share that concern. Of course, there are certainly those who find the most comfort in keeping to themselves. But if you prefer to share what's on your mind, I would be glad to listen. That's an awkward conversation. Hi! So my best friend's mad at me because I said I'd walk home with you instead of her. What? It's really not that big a deal. I was feeling a bit uneasy about Sayori. She, seems a little off today. When I asked her about it, she didn't want to admit it to me. So, I can't help but wonder if something happened to her. Oh, that's quite romantic. Sorry. I didn't mean to say something stupid. It's not, I just didn't want you to misunderstand. Sarah and I have just been friends a long time, that's it. Oh, I see. And there she was like clutching her chest because her heart almost stopped. God dang it. Then... perhaps it's unusual for her to be dismissive to you about her feelings? Yeah, or maybe we're just reading into it a bit too much. That's certainly possible. Dameol, the world is full of meaning, often hidden deep beneath plain sight. And there are many untold stories about every person, no matter how well you may know them. So, you think there might be something behind it after all? I think Sayori's a very complex person. I will say the overall theme of the game thus far has been people are more complex than you first assume. Her mannerisms on the outside don't always match what may be going on inside her head. And she may not always know what she wants. I noticed her strange behavior today as well. And I do feel some concern for her. But in your case, it looked like she was fully occupying your thoughts, wasn't she? I don't know that much about that. The only thing that ever fully occupies my thoughts is Cthulhu. I guess that's true. Sayori, she means a lot to you, doesn't she? But you don't have to put it like that. We're just good friends. Yuri suddenly looks deeply into my eyes. Her expression is gentle. His expression is gentle and curious, as if searching for something. I think Yuri has watched Lie to Me and is trying to figure out what the actuality between my words, because she's figured out, people's facial reactions whether they lie. Embarrassed, I avert my gaze. Sometimes a person's mysteries are untold even to themselves. And you, as someone honest and caring, may uncover feelings you weren't aware that were in you. That is, I love how much Yuri is controlled by her thoughts. Whenever something occurs to her, she has to just spit it out and say it. And then as soon as she says it, she's like, oh my goodness, I just said that out loud. Shit. I think that she would be a very fortunate person to have you feel that way about her. You're giving me entirely too much credit. I'm a pretty simple guy. So I think I'm pretty good at understanding my own feelings, actually. I'm not nearly as sophisticated as you are. That's not a compliment, is it? Oh wow, I love how like dismissive Dameol is. It is what it is. I can't tell you one thing or another. Anyway, as long as we're here, why don't we do some reading? As long as you're okay with it, I guess. You're taking my mind off this whole thing anyway. Oh, interesting. That was the scene with... I guess that makes sense, because Sayori's reaction is going to be... Although I have to almost wonder how much of that scene is repeated if I was going after, the manga girl. I don't know why I continuously, like, forget her name. I apologize. After some time passes, Monica calls out to the club room. Why don't we all share our poems now? The guy contacts with Monica and she smiles to me. I wonder what she was talking about with Sayori. Well, I am worried. I'm actually going to Sayori first. Huh. It's nice, I guess. That's surprising. There was actually a lot of Sayori in this poem. Unintentionally so. Well, you don't need to worry about what I think. After all, you wrote this for someone else, didn't you? Probably Yuri. Dude, Sayori, there was so much of you in that poem. Come on. At least let me have a happy accident here. I didn't write this for anyone specifically. That is not true at all. That's not really what I meant, though. But it's okay. You're making new friends, just like I was hoping. That makes me really happy. And you're happy too, right? In the club? Well, of course I am. Good. That's all that matters. Thank you, Dameol. Is there something bothering you? No, nothing like that. I'm just a little tired. Well, alright. Just tell me if you need anything. I'll do that. Don't worry about me, okay? You can go play with everyone else now. Oh, if you insist. I'm gonna go home a little bit early today. Tell Monica I wasn't feeling well, alright? I'll see you tomorrow. Wow. That is certainly something. That's a thing that just do I not even get to read her poem? That's frustrating and sad. Wow. I wanted to read Sayori's poem. I'm actually a little bit distraught now. Like, this is the best part. This is the best thing. Will you talk to me about Sayori? Hi, Dameol. Have you thought about what you once spent to perform at the festival? The club is performing in front of a bunch of people. I'll have to give it some more thought. No pressure. Whatever you do, I'm sure it'll turn out great. Also make me happy to see. Anyway, let's look at today's poem. Your style's gotten so very refined. Yuri's been teaching you a lot of things, hasn't she? I suppose. I've been noting how much time you spend with her. I think I've heard her say more words in the past couple of days than she's talked in the whole year prior to you showing up. Not sure how you did it, but that's pretty impressive. Well, she needs some patience and a way to talk about all the things in her head, I guess. I'm still getting the hang of it myself. You're certainly putting in a lot of effort, I can say that much. You must really like her. That's awfully suspicious, you know? Spending time with her in the club every day, reading that edgy novel with... Yeah, what is the novel really about? I just feel bad she has such a hard time socialing. At this point, There's no reason to lie about it. Yes, you have feelings for Yuri. You can say it, man. So you want to make sure she doesn't spend all her time alone. Besides, the novel isn't too bad either, you know. All right. I get you. Just be careful, okay? I know that Yuri isn't used to opening herself up. So something bad happens when she's vulnerable. It could be really hard for her. Her books aren't a total escape from reality. Oh, that's interesting. That's something I hadn't really considered, because a long time I'd been like, yeah, Yuri's going down a dark path and wanted to jump to Sayori. So now Sayori is hurting, but I feel like if I did, that would cause a lot. I mean, that would really hurt. Oh my god. I'm having to be so nice to everyone, it's hard. They're just a bandage. You say that like I'm gonna hurt her. I didn't really mean it like that. If anything, she might accidentally hurt herself. Anyway, I'll share my poem with you now, alright? Good, I was actually concerned I wouldn't get to read everyone's poem after Sayori ran off. The Lady Who Knows Everything. An old tale tells of a lady who wanders earth. The lady who knows everything. A beautiful lady who has found every answer, all meaning, all purpose, and all that was ever sought. And here I am, a feather. Can I scroll down? Lost adrift in the sky, victim of the currents of the wind. Day after day I search with little hope, knowing legends don't exist. But when all else has failed me, when all others have turned away, the legend is all that remains. The last dim star glimmering in the twilight sky. Until one day, the wind ceases to blow. I fall, and I fall and fall and fall, even more, gentle as a feather. So again, this is... Okay, no, I thought maybe the feather was also up here. Dry quill, expressionless. But a hand catches me between thumb and forefinger. The hand of a beautiful lady. I look into her eyes and find no end to her gaze. The lady who knows everything knows what I'm thinking, of course. Before I can speak, she responds in a hollow voice. I have found every answer, all of which amount to nothing. There is no meaning, no purpose, and we seek only the impossible. I am not your legend. Your legend does not exist. And with a breath, she blows me back afloat, and I pick up a gust of wind. When some people find that which they have always sought, they discover the seeking was better than the having. So this, to me, strikes of the impossible dream. The quest to try and find that which is unknowable and unfindable, and the realization once you have gotten that which you're looking for, that what you want isn't to know everything, what you want is to learn. And once you find the answer to all of your questions and have nothing else to seek out, that your life isn't the... You don't find the contentment you wanted, but you actually find a sense of loss and that you can't seek anymore. But the real question I have is, how does this relate to the other stuff she's been saying? Is this related to the fact that she's been exploring her role within the game, and she's understood the way the game works and the way that the game is framed in rigid decisions, so that she is like explored, and now there's no more mystery left for her? And because there's no more mystery left for her, her life doesn't have meaning because she sees the tracks that it's sitting on? That's kind of my interpretation of this. You know, I feel like learning and looking for answers are the sorts of things that give life meaning. And not to get too philosophical or anything, but it's kind of on my mind, so that's what I wrote about. Never really put that much thought into it. In a way, it's a bit paradoxical. Because if we had all the answers, wouldn't the world start to lose its meaning? You know, There's one thing I noticed. Seems like everything in the club prefers writing about things that are more sad than happy. Well, are you surprised? I mean, that's actually not surprising at all, because what you end up with is that you end up in a situation where if you're happy with what you're doing, you do it. It's only when you're sad and discordant that you want to write about it. You want to explore those feelings. You don't need to explore happiness. Happiness just is. I mean, if everything was okay, we wouldn't really have anything to write about, would we? Humans aren't two-dimensional creatures. Irony. I think you'd know that better than anyone. That's a very loaded statement. Why would I know that better than anyone? Shouldn't everyone have the same interaction with humans? Except, again, she knows this is a game. So I think that line wasn't directed at Dameol, it was directed at Dameol. You being one-dimensional? Oh, yeah, that's it. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Are you ever too scared to share your writing because you're afraid it's not that good? It'd be really disheartening to get lukewarm response to something you put so much effort into. But if you find other people who enjoy writing, then sharing becomes a whole lot easier. Because instead of just telling you that your writing is good, or okay, or bad, they want to focus more on everything that went into it and the things you can work on. It's much more encouraging that way, and it'll make you want to continue improving. It's almost like having your own little literature club, don't you think? That's my advice for today. Next up is, of course, Yuri. I'm not going to go to Natsuki before Yuri. Dameol, your ranks only improved these last few... Well, it pretty much has to. It was non-existent before. Every poem you've shown me has been nothing short of spectacular. I can really feel all of your emotions. I'm a little envious, even. I don't think it's ever come to me this naturally. Well, that's the wrong way to put it. This never did come naturally to me. I'm able to prove so much thanks to you. You're really the example I was chasing after. Is that so? Yuri gently smiles to herself. This feeling... I'm glad I got the chance to share my writing. I do feel like Yuri, to a certain degree, is afraid of being surpassed. I never thought it would feel like this. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that yesterday. Can't believe you're so good at something you've never even shared with. It's kind of a shame, actually. Maybe, but it's not like I really had a choice. I wonder if Yuri is struggling with the concept of she's never been able to share before, and realizing that it's literally she has not been able to share before. It's not her own decision, it was the way the game was designed. Well, Dameol, during lunchtime I eat by myself. Did you know that? It's a great time to find a quiet spot and do some reading. In fact, I always have some books with me. You could say I mean, yeah, you could say that. Well, that's one way to put it, really. But books are so full of amazing and inspiring people. People you want to fall in love with. Or people you know would just make a really good friend. Yeah, but books can choose what you see of people. They don't have to be fleshed out. Cheerful people who always put a smile on your face. Or deep thinkers, problem solvers, who discover the mysteries of life. And when you look at it that way, I'm surrounded by friends every day. You know? And those friends, they don't laugh at me. They don't tease me for spacing out all the time. They don't make fun of my... Who the hell would make fun of... Oh, actually, no, Natsuki totally made fun of her breasts. Which, again, is a weird thing to make fun of someone for. And... they don't hate me for acting like a know-it-all. Dammit, you've been there. You've been there when people said that. So, yes, people say that. I'm not a know-it-all, Dameol. Was Monika's poem about the woman that knows everything about Yuri? It's the opposite. I don't know anything. I don't know how to talk to people, or how to make people see me as normal. I don't even know how to make myself happy. I have all these feelings, and all I can do with them is read and write. But it wasn't until now I started sharing it that I really understood what I was missing all this time. All I've done is read your poetry, lady. Jesus. No, that's wrong. Just being patient and respectful, it's really, really important to me. I know I'm a difficult person, Dameol. I speak slowly. I second guess myself all the time. I read too deeply into things. But nevertheless, every time, you always treated me just like anyone else. It's rare that I feel comfortable with myself when I talk to others. But every time I talk to you, I just feel really happy. Well, yeah, it's literally what you were made for, Yuri. Well, I treat you how you deserve to be treated, Yuri. Other people don't see it that way. Well, screw them. I mean, I joined this club hoping I would make friends. And I would say I've had at least one success. If you put it that way, yeah. We really are friends now, aren't we? Do you want to show me your poem? Oh, yeah. I do. I'm worried. The Ghost Under the Light Part 2. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. In the distance, a blue-green light flickers. A lone figure crosses its path, a silhouette obstructing the eerie glow. My heart pounds, the silhouette grows. Closer, closer. I open my umbrella, casting a shadow to shield me from visibility, but I'm too late. He steps into the streetlight. I gasp and drop my umbrella. The light flickers, my heart pounds. He raises his arm. Time stops. Well, this is nice so far. The only indication of movement is the amber light flickering against the outstretched arm. Flickering light is a rhythm with the pounding of my heart, teasing me for succumbing to this forbidden emotion. Have you ever heard of a ghost feeling warmth before? Giving up on understanding, I laugh. Understanding is overrated. I touch his hand, the flickering stops. Ghosts are blue-green. My heart is amber. I have no idea what to make of this. So obviously this is a restructuring of her first poem, and it is much less creepy and scary than the last poem she showed me. Obviously the he, I believe, is supposed to be me. Ghosts are blue and green. Is that a reference to, again, CRT TVs? But that is... They use red, blue, and green tubes. So her art is amber, and this game does have like a reddish hue to it. And so the blue and the green is the player introducing itself to the game, because the game didn't exist until I started playing it. Again, I don't think she knows she's in a game the same way that Monica does, but... And again, it's that emotions and love are surrounding her, and she's trying to protect herself in a blot of darkness under the umbrella, but emotion has found her, and she can't get away from it anymore. Is kind of what I feel like this is about. This is interesting. It's a much more vague and hopeful than the last poem she had. Finishing the poem, I start to hand it back to Yuri. Instead of taking it, she looks away. Do you dislike it? Well, no, of course not. I don't know how to respond. Despite her poem being cryptic, it wasn't hard to figure out what this one was about. I don't know if I'll be able to explain this one. That's okay. I understand it. Yeah, it's definitely about me then. Does this one mean a lot to you? Not... Bullshit! Have you read your poetry? Words, but I'm happy you shared it with me. So thank you. And I hope we keep spending time together. Once again, trying to hand the poem back to her. But instead, Yuri takes my hand and pushes them back towards me. You still have to share it with someone. You can... The poem is... You mean I can keep it? Well, I'd love to, thank you. You always make me feel nice. I know I'm not good with people, but I hope I can return the favor sometime. Don't worry. I think you do a good job. I guess we should move on before Monica says something. Sure, we can talk again later. I guess you really haven't learned anything after all. Honestly, I don't know why I got my hopes up in the first place. Well, I didn't think this one was that bad. What'd I do wrong? Poems don't need to be all deep sounding to express something. So maybe just sound like you're forcing it unless you really don't suck at it. Honestly, don't try to write poems like this until you're on Yuri's level. Don't tell me. You're not trying to impress Yuri, are you? What do you... Keep your voice down. You know, Yuri would love this angsty... Just because she's a talented doesn't mean that... I mean... It's not struck a nerve. Though what I do is beyond me. I am so done with you. Take your stupid poem you wrote for someone else and just don't show it to me. That's fair. That's fair. My gift for letting a younger girl step into my business, though. Unless I was a mind reader, destined, a world of pain from the start. Zansuki wasn't really the girl I was trying to impress in the first place. Damn, I don't get her poem either. That's super sad. Aww. Okay, you three. We're all done sharing poems, right? Why don't we start figuring out... Hold on a second. Is it just me, or did you say something strange just now? I mean, Sayori left. Something did sound a bit unusual. Do you have to use your catchphrase when addressing the club? Catchphrase? I don't have a catchphrase. Why is the mood so weird today? Look, even Yuri is immune to it. Stagnating air is common foreshadowing that something terrible is about to happen. In your books, maybe. Look, the only thing different is that Sayori isn't here. Oh, it seems that you're right. Sayori always helps lighten the mood a bit, doesn't she? It's almost like everyone's balance is thrown off a little when she's not around. Where'd they actually run off to anyway? Thought she just went to pee. Natsuki? Oh, come on! Well, she actually wasn't feeling that well and went home early. I hope that she's okay. Of all the times to go home, not to go home with her, you picked the time she's not feeling well? So much for you two being all lovey-dovey. Well, first, stop misunderstanding my friendship, please. And second, she's kind of been avoiding me today, so I didn't want to force it. This is getting untenable. I really almost feel like it's tough because I want to break away from Yuri and actually spend more time with Sayori because I really feel like she needs me. But I also feel like Yuri will do terrible, terrible things if I do that. That curious expression from Yuri of all people? Just calm down, guys. I talked to her earlier and everything's fine. Anyway, we need to find out with the rest of festival preparations, so let's decide what everyone will be doing for the weekend. Well, I already know what I'm doing. Natsuki will be making cupcakes. We might need a lot of them in different flavors. Can you handle that all by yourself? For myself, I want to be printing and assembling all the poetry pamphlets. Sayori will be helping me design them. And as for Yuri... Yuri, you can... Guys? Can you help me come up with something for Yuri? God damn it. I'm useless. No, it's not that. That's not it at all. You're the most talented person here. Now, Natsuki's pouting too? Gee, even I can tell now. It's never going to see enough credit, but I can tell things are even harder on you when she's not around. That may be the case. But if I can't be a leader on my own, I won't grow as a person. So, Yuri, you have beautiful handwriting, you know? You should make some banners and decorations to help set the atmosphere. Atmosphere? About that. I love atmosphere. Your mind's already racing, I see. You'd be a wonderful help, Yuri. But anyway, that just leaves you, Dameol. The one who truly is useless. Don't say that. In fact, both you and Natsuki have a pretty heavy task to handle. Probably go a long way to give one of them a hand. You can always help me out as well. I'd be really appreciative of that. Well, that's... How on earth are they going to respond to a suggestion like that? I suppose I wouldn't mind a bit of help. Well, if you don't know how to bake, there's always some dirty work I can give you. My mom's gonna give me a choice, and you shouldn't be sitting here in your butt anyway. Interesting. Well, obviously, I don't want to ditch Yuri. Everyone's gonna read into it and make snide comments, but regardless, I can't do anything about that. If I recall, Natsuki, you mentioned you would like to handle baking on your own? Dameol may not be around if you make him out to be a nuisance. So therefore, maybe more suited to assigning with decorations. Hold on, I never said that! How could it be to make a few decorations anyway? It sounds like you're just making excuses for Dameol to... It would be extremely meticulous work. And baking isn't? Just what do you think? Guys, let's settle down for a moment. Yeah, I think it's Dameol to decide how he'd like to contribute. Besides, he hasn't really gotten the chance to spend any time with me yet, you know? So I'm sure he's interested in... You literally just said... I'm surprised as well. I was just saying, though. Can we just settle this already? Dameol, you're okay with this, right? In the end, it's completely up to you. Of course. In that case... Well, guys, we are at 32 minutes, so I'm going to put off deciding this, because goddamn, Sayori is actually a decision which also sets me back. I definitely feel like this is a decision upon which a whole bunch of stuff is going to hinge. So I'm going to save, and you know what? No, I'm not going to be a jerk. I need to patch things with Sayori. See you next time, guys.